Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
How you doing?
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dap?
And joining us, the Lord of Putty Tats, Mort.
Hi.
And I'm your host, Scribe, who's currently losing his voice, the Lord of Punishment. And apparently, I was sidewise threatening, or someone was asking me to punish them in the chat. I'll let you remain nameless. You know who you are, but not actually going to do that yet. Hello, chat. Not chat Mort. I mean, hello, chat Mort as well, but I'm talking to chat. So, yeah, we're going to have that going on all night. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good week so far and a good week to come. I know I had something else to say, but it's escaped me. So, hey, Satsu, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
That is good. Monkey, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just a little tired, man.
That is good. Chat Mort, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
Scribbles, how are you?
I ordered a Cthulhu shower curtain today.
All right.
Okay.
I just wanted to break up the. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm not doing bad, but thought I'd throw something else in there just for the hell of it. Let's see. So, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already, and many of you have not yet. That's the very first thing you should do when you get here, aside from say hello in the chat, is to just like the stream, because you already know you're going to enjoy it if you're here already. And even if you're here for the first time, trust me, you're going to enjoy some part of this somehow.
And even if you don't, hopefully you'll forget to unlike later.
Yay!
Yay!
It's like kind of like drunk dialing. I did a thing. Doesn't matter that I forget that I did it. Let's see. Anything? Let's see. You guys streaming tonight? I forget when your schedule is.
No, we're off tonight.
You're off tonight. Okay. Although I did watch Satsu do some World War Z earlier today.
That game is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was forced to sign on or sign up to DLive or whatever in order to say hello to Satsu. So now I'm on there, I guess. But yeah, so anything else before we get into the schnoz?
Not from me.
Oh, well, I guess I should say, hey, Chat Mort, for anybody here who doesn't know who you are, tell us about yourself and what you do.
I am me.
Yay!
Also, I do some like political and cultural commentary videos on my channel. It's mostly just me streaming and doing silly quizzes while I talk to the chat and make a lot of self-deprecating jokes. But yeah, it's fun over there. So subscribe, please. I'm begging you.
The link to her channel is in the description, as well as her Twitter. So take a look at that when you get a chance. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. But so I'm not going to do an actual story on Notre Dame. There's not a whole lot to tell, except that a lot of things they thought might have been destroyed in the fire were not. The organ apparently is intact. A lot of the stained glass is still intact. The roof of the cathedral has a giant hole in it and a whole bunch of rubble at the bottom. They were able to recover several relics. And President Macron says they hope to rebuild within 5 years. And already I'm sure it's higher number now, but when I last heard, it was something like $480 million had already poured in just in donations to rebuild. So they're not wanting for funds and they're not wanting for effort to want to fix the place up, but it'll be a bit. Let's see, Owen Sinatra's in the channel. I have to say hi to Sinatra because he's the one celebrity amongst us. He with the check mark.
Hey, Sinatra, how you doing?
Actually, there's plenty of celebrities amongst us, but they're celebrities with our own little sphere. Sinatra sort of goes beyond our sphere into the outer universe. Well, how about some political news?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yay.
Such enthusiasm. Gosh, why do I do this? So somebody apparently is going to run against Trump from the Republican side.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Could Bill Weld cost Trump the election? ? I don't know. Why don't you tell us, Julian Zelizer, who I've never heard of before? He's a professor of history and public affairs at Princeton University. Ooh. Former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld has officially launched his campaign to be president of the United States. Weld, a Republican, is the first in the party to step forward and challenge President Donald Trump. Unhappy with the direction of his party in the era of Trumpism, Weld is trying to do something about it. Quote, "It's time for patriotic men and women across our great nation to stand and plant a flag. It is time to return to the principles of Lincoln: equality, dignity, and opportunity for all. There is no greater cause on earth than to preserve what truly makes America great," Weld said in a statement. This is much more than any other Republican can say in 2019. For all the head shaking and side comments about why they don't like President Trump, most of the GOP have stood by him and turned a blind eye to his record. Many congressional Republicans keep registering their support for the White House by voting in favor of Trump's policies and avoiding most direct confrontations. Meanwhile, countless Republican voters continue to support Trump, and the conservative press is generally supportive of what he does. With Gallup reporting that Trump has around a 90% approval rating among Republicans, the notion of defeating him is difficult to imagine. Theoretically, Weld's challenge could have an impact on Trump's reelection. Major intra-party challenges to incumbent presidents can be damaging for either party. Sometimes they help persuade an incumbent president to step out of the race, such as President Harry Truman in 1952, after Senator Estes Kefauver's strong performance in New Hampshire, or President Lyndon Johnson in 1968, after Senator Eugene McCarthy came in a strong second in the same primary. Thank you, Cryptic. Nobody cares about this cucklickin. Yeah, I don't know that the Republicans are going to split in favor of Weld versus Trump, but
No,
they could, depending on how if he goes the distance, he could portion off part of the Republican vote. But I doubt it. I mean, it's rare for an incumbent president to be sidelined by his party.
So I can't think of one Republican person who's running right now.
Aside from Trump, yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute, because we've been talking about all the Dems. There's like 19 of those, but I literally cannot think of one.
Well, that's because this is the first one. Aside from Trump, this is the first guy to actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is why he's such an anomaly, is because, like I said, it's rare for the incumbent president to have someone from his own party challenge him in a race for re-election.
You would think it would have been a lot more, though, like considering how many people are relatively outspoken against him that are on this side. I thought that maybe, I don't know.
Well, that's what were you getting your ribs when I was reading the article?
I've been back and forth.
Okay, yeah, because the article talked about how even though many Republicans, make comments about Trump and say things elsewise, in practice, they have been supportive of him and his administration, and there's apparently a 90% approval rate among Republicans for Trump.
Okay.
Weld is coming into a situation where he's trying to represent the better side of the Republican Party against Trump.
Gotcha.
But I think he might be pushing himself up against a brick wall, or he's just doing it for the sort of morality play of it.
The truth is, unless there's a absolutely horrible president, you're not going to stand against the president because he has incumbency on his side within your own party.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to unseat him as president that way, but as the candidate, I don't know if that's maybe the step down thing, but I don't think they've ever been actually beaten to the point of,
And I've heard Bill Weld speak before. He's about as exciting as watching paint dry. Yes, so we have a birthday. It's Gulf City Peterbilt Confederacy 379. I'm going to shorten that to Fed for ease of birthday. No, I'm kidding.
That used to be the other Peter.
That used to be the other Peter. Yeah, Peterbilt Confederacy or Confederacy built. Yeah. So a monkey. Proceed.
Well, Peterbilt, it's your birthday. You obviously know what we do around here because you said to do the Sing Sing thing. I changed the way you said that. I made it sound more gay. So we're going to do that for you right now.
Yay.
This one is for you. And a 1. and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
I'm making ribs.
Happy birthday to you.
And they're almost done.
Happy birthday, dear Golf City Peterbilt Confederacy 379.
Father Peter.
You want some, Mortimer?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Peter. I hope you had a great one.
That was a serious question.
Sure.
I got you.
Faithless says, if only Scribe were as funny as he thought he was.
Damn, son.
Well, trust me,
Wow.
Faithless, I have no faith that I'm funny at all. So,
I'm about as faithless as your name.
oh, wait. Does Squishy know this?
Shh.
Moving on from that. So, how about some college admissions scandal updates?
Hooray!
Yay.
Prosecutors plan to seek up to 10 months in jail for actress Felicity Huffman. Prosecutors plan to seek a sentence of 4 to 10 months jail time. Well, the headline kind of buried that lead. For actress Felicity Huffman for her role in the college admissions scandal, a law enforcement source with knowledge of the investigation said. I was hoping he was going to say familiar with the matter, but didn't say. Huffman was among 13 parents who agreed to plead guilty last week to a charge of conspiracy to commit fraud. A total of 33 parents, including the Desperate Housewives star, have been accused of using their wealth to cheat on standardized tests for their children and bribe college administrators and coaches who had clout when it came to admissions. Prosecutors' decision to seek 4 to 10 months had nothing to do with Huffman's public apology, the source said. A plea agreement indicated that prosecutors were going to recommend incarceration at the low end of the sentencing range, a $20,000 fine, and 12 months of supervised release. Prosecutors had recommended a range of sentences for Huffman and those pleading guilty from 12 months to 18 months. In addition to lower sentencing, prosecutors will not bring further charges. That's not the same as what's going to happen to Lori Loughlin, because she said, I'm not pleading guilty. But they're still moving on that. And there's also, I saw a news story somewhere where they may still bring charges against some of the students. Thank you, Snubber13. Scribe is the best lord. I find your lack of faithless disturbing. Har, 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 har. Yeah, I just wanted to throw the book at these guys, even if they pled guilty. You know, and make an example.
Yeah, I don't know about throw the book, because isn't she? What is she facing? 10 years?
Well, no, she's facing 10 months at this point because she pled guilty.
Well, yeah, that's what they're recommending. But throwing the book, the everything.
Oh, well, yeah, no, yeah. Throwing the book, it's like, I think, well, if it's only one charge, I think it's 10 years or something. But yeah,
I have no problem with like a year or less. I think that's equivalent to the crime kind of thing. And because look, there's part of me that gets it. There's part of me that gets it, that wanting your children to have the best.
Mm-hmm.
They still cheated to do it. They still deserve to be whacked for it. But like the 10 years in prison, that's excessive. A year, sure, I can support that.
Let's see.
Besides, she'll get out and get to have her redemption arc.
Yes. God knows. Martha Stewart proved that to us.
She go on all the talk shows talking about why she did it and how horrible she feels about how she cheated those, other people. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she'll start championing like scholarships and shit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Pincalo asks, Scribelight, if they go after the students, should the students get amnesty for ratting out their parents? Think if some stood up to their parents and failed. Well, that'd be a case-by-case basis in the prosecutors kind of thing. I think if they knowingly engaged in perpetuating the fraud, then they should be punished in some fashion. Maybe not hard jail time, depending on how much they were involved in it, but something. I mean, they shouldn't. I mean, they're adults, even though their parents paid for everything. By the time it mattered, they were 18 and perpetuating a lie. So,
yeah, they were adults, and like so far, I don't know if there's been any suggestion that Huffman's kids weren't on it.
I think I remember reading that the prosecutors found that the kids had no knowledge of the move she'd made, but Lachlan's kids don't have the same claim because of the pictures and everything else. Yeah,
they fucking posed for pictures.
Yeah, and William H. Macy dodged all the bullets, so there you go.
And he's like, "What are you doing, you crazy bitch?"
Because I remember, I forget what the name of the movie was. There's a movie where William H. Macy ends up in prison at the end of the film, and he becomes somebody's cell bitch.
That's Fargo.
No.
Is it Fargo?
No. I'm talking about a movie where he actually ends up in prison. You actually see him in prison. That doesn't happen in Fargo.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like, I'll find it somewhere. Thank you, Sanguine. Geez, Monkey, wanting them to either get whacked or less than a year. That is a hell of a difference. Yeah, you said whacked, and for a second I thought, did you say whacked?
Well, I said whacked on the hand just a moment earlier.
Oh, okay. Because I thought whacked
was slap on the hand.
Like Monkey's part of the mob now or something.
Y'all are horrifying. Why y'all go to murder?
Well, I mean,
damn.
We're all very morbid here.
I see that.
Yes. Let's see. Speaking of morbid, you like Columbine?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a woman who certainly does. A woman is being sought after lockouts at Columbine High and other Colorado schools. Authorities are searching for an armed woman in connection with alleged threats that led to lockouts at Columbine High School and nearly 20 other Colorado schools. The FBI Denver Division and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office identified the woman as 18-year-old Sol Pace, if I'm saying that correctly. S-O-L-P-A-I-S. Sol Pace. Pace traveled to Colorado on Monday night, quote, and made threats in the Denver metropolitan area, unquote, the sheriff's office said in a Facebook post. The threats were credible but not specific, authorities said. They were not directed to a particular school. Quote, it's a credible threat, but she did not make it directly, said Jenny Fulton, a spokeswoman with the sheriff's office. There may be some connection to Columbine, but it wasn't a specific directed threat towards Columbine. Okay. What did she say, I wonder? Earlier on Tuesday, the Colorado Department of Education recommended that Denver area schools conduct a lockout and controlled release after the alleged threats. Jefferson County school officials tweeted that all students and staff were safe and students would be released on a normal schedule. Quote, we will have extra safety and security staff on site at all schools affected, Jefferson County Public Schools said. Do they have any info on what the threat was? No, they don't. And who is this lady? They don't tell us other than her name. She's just considered armed and extremely dangerous.
I liked how poorly they worded the idea of the threat. Like, they were credible, but they were very non-specific. Like, I'm going to do something really bad.
Yeah, I wonder if it was something like, man, that school is the bomb. Or something. It's something like that. No, I'm sure it's probably more serious than that. I'm assuming it's more serious than that. But they don't tell us anything about who she is or where she might be found or any other information. Just a couple of pictures of her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so if you happen to know anything about Sol Pace in Colorado, contact the authorities. Thank you, Cryptic. This state is cucked bunch of pansy mofos. Do you live in Colorado, Cryptic? Did I miss that somewhere?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I can't keep track of everybody. I mean, unless it's in your name, like Chicago Mike, it kind of gives it away. But, you know, and I don't even think he's from Chicago. I just call him that. So what do I know? Let's see. Let me make sure that nothing. I thought I saw breaking news earlier. I could be mistaken. Oh, there is breaking news. Let's do this. I thought there was. Trump vetoes Yemen war powers resolution, his second veto since taking office. President Donald Trump issued the second veto of his presidency Tuesday. It almost sounds like he's issuing some Italian mobster or something, his second veto. Stopping a congressional resolution that would have sought to end U.S. involvement in the Saudi-led war in Yemen. Quote, this resolution is an unnecessary, dangerous attempt to weaken my constitutional authorities, endangering the lives of American citizens and brave service members, both today and in the future, Trump wrote to the Senate Thursday. Trump added that the resolution is unnecessary in part because there are no United States military personnel in Yemen, quote, commanding, participating in, or accompanying military forces of the Saudi-led coalition against the Houthis in hostilities in or affecting Yemen. Trump was expected to issue the veto as the resolution was seen as a rebuke of Trump's Middle East policies. Supporters of the War Powers Resolution argued that the U.S. shouldn't be involved in the war without explicit permission from Congress. Opponents argued that the U.S. does not have, quote, boots on the ground, unquote, and is offering non-combat technical assistance to Saudi Arabia, an ally. Several supporters made clear their votes were also aimed at expressing their frustrations with Trump's continued support for Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who has been implicated in the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The bill passed the House 247 to 175. 16 Republicans voted yes with Democrats, and 1 voted present. In the Senate, the vote was 54 to 46, with 7 Republicans voting with Democrats. Satanic Cultist says, Scribe Light, it was my birthday yesterday. Can you sing for me? I think we can.
Oh, God.
But we have to sing like we're Satanists. That's the only rule here.
I don't know if I can do that.
Well, just whisper and sound creepy.
I sound like Satan when I whisper?
I don't
Seductive
know.
Satan.
There you go. Seductive Satan.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do the gravelly thing. I heard my voice the other day talking
like
too
Satan
much.
trying to get them
best.
cheeks.
I will do my best.
Just speak like you're a smoker.
Like this?
Yes.
You're an asshole.
I know.
I love you.
I know.
What was the name? Satanic
Cultist. It's kind of hard to.
Cultist. There we are. Satanic Cultist. Blessed be the Dark Father. I hear it's your birthday, and around here we sing for that. Don't worry, we don't like praise Jesus or anything. So we're gonna do one of those for you, Satanic Cultist. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Spill the blood of the innocent. Happy birthday to you. Sacrifice them to Andy Worski. Happy birthday, dear Satanic Cultist.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Satanic Cultist. I hope you had a wonderful one. I really do.
That was disturbing in more ways than one.
Now, if only you could have sung backward, that would have been very satanic.
Somebody can take the recording and reverse it and see what happens.
Yeah. I would have needed the words in front of me to do that.
I was listening to the Mr. Medicare stream about the Andy Worski incident just before the stream.
Oh, yeah.
God, Andy's shrill screaming voice is just that's going to be a meme for all time right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So, Congress tried to get us out of the Yemen fight, which we aren't really in, I guess, technically. And Trump said no. So there you go.
You know, it's amazing to me that they're, whether we belong in Yemen or not, I don't know. But these are the same people who got all pissed off because he pulled out of Syria.
Yeah.
Can you pick one? Consistency. That's all I look for.
They've never heard of that.
Anyhow.
Let's see. The last story I have is not, I guess it's not really a story. It's just something that kind of popped up on the Twitter machine. I'll read the tweet that caught my attention, and then I'll read the, I'm going to call it a glorified blog post, but the Library Journal. If you don't know what the Library Journal is, I wasn't sure what it was either, but apparently it's the a publication regarding libraries and library staff. It's kind of like a trade publication, I guess. And the tweet read, "Library collections continue to promote and proliferate whiteness with their very existence and the fact that they are physically taking up space in our libraries."
Huh?
What?
I like I say many times, I've read it as it is written. Let me read you the story. I haven't read this yet, so I have no idea where this is going. Except probably like all these books are written by old white men. And
Yeah.
is it just like, I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be a variation on the argument that author was making about all the books at Barnes and Noble being like Tolkien and George R.R. Martin and all these other guys on there.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
That's my guess. This is just a larger version of that.
They only sell old white guys.
This is written by Sophia Leung. I think I might or might not be saying that right. Leung. Underneath her byline, it says libraries, social justice, critical race theory. Oh boy. All right. Whiteness as collections. I had this interesting mini eureka moment a few weeks ago that I wanted to share for a few reasons. One, I don't usually reflect on the connections that help me understand how I learn something new or what goes into coming up with some new concept. Most of the time, the connections aren't clear to me. Two, I like to show students that inspiration for new quote-unquote research or quote-unquote scholarly ideas doesn't have to come from only quote-unquote scholarly publications. Okay. Three, I need to write it out to fully understand how I came to this conclusion and to really understand what this conclusion means! Exclamation point. Okay. Number one, Marie Kondo has been in the zeitgeist for a while. I've never heard of her, but especially now that she has a Netflix series. I still have never heard of her. I saw the first episode a while back, with all one, no, it should be a while, not one word. Anyway, and it reminded me of how having a space clean of clutter and mess really helps the mind feel clearer. Okay, Marie Kondo's spiritual approach to objects also made me reflect upon our relationships with objects and why we feel so much attachment to inanimate things. Why can't we just let those things go?
Excuse me, am I having a stroke? What does this have to do with the subject matter?
Well, first, are you Sinatra?
No.
Oh, are you my right eyeball?
No, I'm not.
Then I'm guessing she's leading up to objects towards the books.
Okay.
I'm only assuming here. I can't possibly know. Number two, then I listened to this Still Processing podcast episode. If you don't listen to SP, you're missing out. Never heard of it. Where Jenna and Wesley talk about Marie Kondo, and I got really deep about it as they usually do. And got really deep about it as they usually do. They got into legacy and asked, what does what we leave behind say about us? That we didn't clean our room before we died? I don't know. They remark on how American materialism is... They remark on how American materialism is... Okay, connect the Kondo Marie method to Shinto. And what? Okay, I'm going to try to find where this actually...
The point?
Yeah, the point, because this is all... Okay. In 2017, for a White AF conference, I don't know what AF is.
White as fuck.
As fuck, there you go. I shared an Airbnb with Vani Natarajan. Probably fucking that up too. An amazing librarian of color. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Librarian of color?
A librarian of color. Thank you, Crit. Shut up, Wesley. Yes, shut up, Wesley. Whose thinking continues to push me and who I respect and admire so much. Okay, and we had some really interesting discussions where I learned a lot. One of the mind-blowing things she shared was this idea of how our library collections, because they are written mostly by straight white men, are a physical manifestation of white men ideas taking up all the space in our library stacks. Pause here and think about this. I can't. My brain died. Yep, this is the same argument as like, oh, look at all those dead white guys taking up all the space on Barnes and Noble, so us other authors can't have any chances. If you don't already know, whiteness as property is a seminal critical race theory concept first introduced by Cheryl I. Harris in her 1993 Harvard Review article by the same name. You're right, I don't already know because I don't dwell that much on other people's skin colors all that much. She writes, quote, slavery as a system of property facilitated the merger of white identity and property, unquote. And the formation of whiteness as property required the erasure of native peoples. Basically, white people want to stay being white because of the privilege and protection whiteness affords under the law that they created.
Wait, do they have an option to no longer be white?
That's what I don't know. Rachel Dolezal might know.
Yeah, I would like to not be so white that every time I go outside in shorts, I'm blinded. I don't think I have a choice.
Them thighs, though. Thank you, Sanguine. So Jordan B. Peterson, clean up your room equals racist. Marie Kondo equals minus clean your room equals yay, I guess. Also, if you use non-scholarly sources in a scholarly work, you need to justify it. Now, Sanguine, this is about critical race theory, not critical, logic theory something. How long does this thing go on? Not very long. Okay, I'm going to jump down to the end here, and then we'll get into MSS News. Library collections continue to promote and proliferate whiteness with their very existence and the fact that they are physically taking up space in our libraries. They are paid for using money that was usually ill-gotten and at the cost of Black and brown lives. In the case of my current place of employment, the university definitely makes money off of the prison industrial complex and the spoils of war. Libraries filled with mostly white collections indicates that we don't care about what POC think. We don't care to hear from POC themselves. We don't consider POC to be scholars. We don't think POC as valuable, knowledgeable, or as important as white people. To return to the Harris quote from above, library collections and spaces have historically kept out Black, Indigenous, people of color as they were meant to do and continue to do. One only has to look at the most recent incident at the library of my alma mater, Barnard College, where several security guards tried to kick out a Black Columbia student for being Black.
Really?
Is that what happened?
Really? So there was no other, that was the only sole Black person that has ever entered there, and it was like, get the fuck out because you're Black. I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's a separate story.
So,
anyway.
Can Black people learn from white people who write books?
No, that would be giving in to white supremacy. That's just a theory.
Actually, that would be reclaiming information that white people stole from Blacks to begin with.
Oh, so they should just do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go reclaim it at the library. Sorry.
But that's just a theory. A critical race theory. Anyway, we're going to go on to MSS News for hopefully something more entertaining than all that stuff was. Oh, I see a picture of the new Chucky doll.
It pales in comparison.
And I love Mark Hamill, don't get me wrong, but Brad Dourif's the voice. I know there was like some kind of contractual or rights issues with getting him to do the voice for the TV show or the movie or whatever the hell they're doing, but I'm just going to be hearing the Joker the whole time. That's all. I mean, it's really hard for Mark Hamill when he's doing an evil voice not to sound like his iconic voice now, you know what I mean? So Anyway, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll get to as many as we can. And then we're going to do a Mad Lib, because Mort's here, and it'll be funny.
Oh, boy.
Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. Decoding the far right's language about Notre Dame and Western civilization.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy, here we go.
The term has become a code word among right-wing spheres for quote-unquote white culture.
What?
Yeah. Far-right agitators and conspiracy theorists have seized on Monday's horrific fire at the famed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, using the tragedy to push baseless conspiracies about the end of quote-unquote Western civilization. Well, it's not.
Oh, this is Think Progress. Okay.
Yeah, this is not the end of Western civilization. It is an example of, I'm sure some scholars and artists would say that the Notre Dame Cathedral, as far as design and architecture and artistry, is a hallmark of Western civilization since it's lasted, 800 some odd years? Mm-hmm. Leaders around the globe have referred to the fire, which likely began as an accident, as a significant loss to world culture and French history. That's all true. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin referred to the building as a treasure, while other world leaders, including the Pope, mourned its partial destruction. Quote, Notre Dame is an architectural jewel of a collective memory, he said, noting its significance to Catholics around the world. Some on the far right, however, are using the incident to push baseless conspiracies, including claims that the fire was a result of arson. Well, so far we don't know that it is. And that it further represented the decline of Western civilization. I guess it depends on how they meant it, like as a symbol, sort of a signs and portents kind of thing. The latter is a recurring theme on the far right and one of its least accurate, historically speaking. Okay. How many people are actually saying that? I mean, are we talking about like 5?
There was probably one tweet that they got listed. I mean, I wouldn't argue that some people are making that argument, but at the same time, there are people applauding it and saying, "Good, I'm glad it's destroyed because they deserved it." So, I mean,
I've seen those tweets. Yeah.
This is Think Progress. Somebody in the office could have said, "What if white supremacists are using this as a code word?" And they'd be, "Look, somebody just said white supremacists are using this as a code word."
Oh, yeah. Well, so far in the article, just skimming it, I see that they're quoting 1, 2 people.
So yeah,
Richard Spencer and one person who wrote an article at Jihad Watch.
Spencer, who most people only remember because he got punched.
Yes.
And Jihad Watch, which nobody reads.
Nobody reads. Yeah.
Except these assholes.
Moving on. This one comes from Check Your Logic. Oh wait, that's taking me to a video.
Sinatra laughs at that because I had to laugh at that too. They already said it's not arson, which, by the way, they shouldn't have said either. They came out, they said it's we don't suspect arson or terrorism at this time. Like, you haven't even had a chance to investigate. How about we have no details at this time and leave it at that?
Yeah, it's bizarre to say that it's a conspiracy theory to, I don't know, postulate that something that is frequently started by humans, being fire, might have been started by humans in this instance. Is that really that conspiracy theory-esque?
Well, it's just we have no information, but they took a firm stand. We don't think it's that.
Well, I mean, I'd be curious to see if they found out it was arson and found the person and it was a white male, what the narrative would be.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 possibilities. There's either arson, it was an accident, or it was some kind of natural occurrence, like a grain silo fire or something else like that. So we'll wait and see if they come up with an answer.
I just assumed they were doing work on it, so it was most likely an accident.
Yeah. So Check Your Logic sends us this one. Lightning strikes world's tallest building as storm moves over Dubai. Well, it's the tallest building and the tallest object around, so of course it'd take a lightning strike. Lightning struck the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, not to be confused with Mia Khalifa, as the storm passed over Dubai on April 14th. Local news said the 828-meter tall building acted as a lightning rod. Surprise, surprise. Flooding was reported in parts of the United Arab Emirates as storms brought heavy rain to some areas, prompting warnings about driving in valleys and ravines that are usually dry. It's raining in the desert. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Point Curation. We need a Yeehaw watch for Rogue Cowboys.
That's what I was laughing at. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
I love that.
You should start that point. Let's see. Moving on from that. This one comes from Yodeling Monster. Mom allegedly had sex with teens who dated her daughters. Victim felt bad shaking her husband's hand. Given where it had been. She looks kind of like Lori Loughlin. I'm not kidding. A 41-year-old California woman allegedly had sex with 2 teenage boys in 2017 and went to extraordinary lengths to do so. Extraordinary lengths. Coral Lytle is accused of having sex with high school freshmen who dated her daughters, and the alleged abuse, quote, involved great cruelty and callousness. Okay. Lytle is accused. Well, I'm about to tell you. Do you have patience?
Should I bite their penis? No.
What are you, 5?
Like Shane, patience is a virtue I don't saddle myself with.
Oh, now there's a reference. Come back, Shane. Shane. The 41-year-old Lytle is accused of taking advantage of a position of trust to molest 2 boys who she met when they were in teenage dating relationships with her daughters. Okay. Lytle was married at the time. Her husband filed for divorce days after her arrest. That was in fall 2017. She allegedly plied her victims with alcohol and cigars and even drove 15 miles to meet them for sex. One of the teens said he had sex with Lytle on 3 occasions. Remarkably, one of the victims reportedly said that he had felt bad about shaking the hand of Lytle's husband after having sex with her. Quote, the victim stated this was the last time he had sex with defendant because he felt bad shaking defendant's husband's hand, knowing what he was doing with defendant, prosecutor said. Lytle was charged with 21 felony sex counts, several for engaging in lewd acts with a minor. She had agreed to plead guilty to 12 counts for a 6-year suspended sentence and 5 years probation, but the judge didn't think that was an appropriate sentence. Lytle has now has an opportunity to withdraw her plea.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for the judge.
Whatever the judge was, because they didn't say.
Good for the judge.
That still didn't answer my question, though.
No, it didn't. I thought it might, but it didn't.
What was did she do it out of spite to her daughter? Then I could see that being cruel and callousness.
Or what? Did she blackmail the kids or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
let's see.
Got to bang a chick and her mom, and that's a story you'll tell for the rest of your life. But woman, they're teenagers, you crazy bitch.
Yeah. So hopefully she.
There's adult men who would like that fantasy. Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like that's a plot to a movie I might have seen once.
Once? It's on Pornhub all over the place.
Oh, yeah. It was even on Twitter once. I remember when that video was going around. Anyway, go ahead.
This one comes from Froggy.
I don't watch porn.
Yeah. Supreme Court dances around the F word with real potential financial consequences. Dirty words make it to the U.S. Supreme Court only occasionally. One of those occasions came Monday in a case involving a clothing line named, and I'm going to spell it, F-U-C-T.
Okay.
The issue is whether the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office acted unconstitutionally when it refused to grant trademark protection to the brand name. And for the justices, the immediate problem was how to discuss the F word without actually saying it. The fucked clothesline, created by designer Eric Brunetti, is mainly hoodies, loose pants, shorts, and t-shirts, all with the brand name prominently displayed, i.e. you're buying it for the novelty, not actually for the quality of the clothing.
Yes.
Brunetti opened the line in 1990, aimed at 20-somethings, and he has been trying to get the brand trademarked ever since. Quote, go to eBay and you'll see a lot of counterfeits, or go to Amazon and you'll see lots of counterfeits, he said, noting that the knockoffs are costing him real money. If he could get his brand trademarked, he could go after the copycats and shut them down. The U.S. Government Patent and Trademark Office, however, has consistently rejected his trademark application, contending that those letters, F-U-C-T, violate the federal statute that bars trademark protection for, quote, immoral, shocking, offensive, and scandalous words. Yeah, you guys. Brunetti's case got a boost 2 years ago when the Supreme Court ruled that an Asian American band calling itself the Slants could not be denied trademark protection. The Trademark Office had turned the brand down because it deemed the name racially disparaging, but the court said the denial amounted to unconstitutional viewpoint discrimination. Dealing with the brand named Fucked proved a bit more daunting to the Supreme Court chamber Monday. Deputy Solicitor General Malcolm Stewart referred to the brand name as a, quote, profane past participle form of a well-known word of profanity and perhaps the paradigmatic word of profanity in our language, unquote.
Okay, that's an amazing way to articulate that.
That was great.
Just spell it.
That was great. The government, he maintained, can deny trademark protection for that word. The justices pointed to a chart showing which terms had been granted trademarks by the government and which ones had not. Most of the names on the chart, those granted and not granted, are not suitable for a general audience. Suffice to say that while Fucked did not win trademark approval, FCUK did, and so did the well-known brand Fubar. The word crap was registered in a trademark name 70 times, but the S word was consistently denied. I can't open up my favorite store. Shit.
Well, there's differences in all of those. Look, I'm for the whole free speech thing, but you know what you did. And this is not the same as the slants. This is an open reference to when you say the word, it comes out sounding just like the swear word.
Yes. But what the sound a word makes is not the word in and of itself, you know?
I get you, but that's what they were going for.
Yes.
You're not going to win this one.
I think they took intent into consideration.
Yeah.
Well, like the other one, FCUK, I mean, that's literally not a word. I mean, you might say it's a typo. We know what they meant. but say it. It's fuck.
Ifiot. This one comes from Pinkalo, the driving ape man. Immigrant pummeled by 2 men for wearing MAGA hat.
Wait a minute.
Oh boy.
Can we dissect that?
A pro-Trump immigrant from West Africa was pummeled and knocked to the ground over the weekend for wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Montgomery County Police in Maryland on Monday announced 2 arrests in connection with the allegedly politically motivated beatdown. Atsu Nabel told Fox 5 that he was the one in the MAGA hat. He said the 2 men approached him Saturday in Germantown, funnily enough, outraged he was wearing it. He said one of the men struck him from behind, leaving him shocked. I was like, why are you doing this? Nabel said. They said, no, the hat, and they started punching me in my head. Nabel told the station he was proud to wear the hat as a longtime supporter of President Trump. He said he became a naturalized U.S. citizen after emigrating from Togo in West Africa in 2007, attended Trump campaign events, and served as a volunteer at Trump's inauguration. Cops charged Jovan Crawford and Scott Duncan Roberson, 27 and 25 respectively, with assaulting Nabel. They were also charged with robbery, attempted theft, and conspiracy. And so the victim, just for the sake of reference, is black, and the 2 people that attacked him are black.
Yep.
So in Trump's white America.
Yeah.
A black immigrant got his ass kicked by black Americans. Is there anything more American than that?
Let's see. I think I might have torn out my throat by doing the satanic voice. That's my own bad. I'll keep going, though. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Twins both have to pay child support after impersonating each other for sex.
Oh.
Huh.
Good job, dummies.
The men would allegedly trick women by pretending to be each other, and when one became pregnant, each claimed the other was the father.
Oh, wow.
And how do you do a paternity test to figure out which is the right twin? Oh boy, 2 identical twin brothers have been ordered to pay child support after refusing to say which one of them fathered a baby girl. The Brazilian twins would allegedly trick women by impersonating each other so they could sleep with as many as possible. But when one of the women became pregnant, neither wanted to admit he was the father. And because both are so genetically similar, a paternity test couldn't establish which one should pay for the child, who is today 8 years old. This has been going on a while. Court papers claim the men, identified only as Fernando and Fabricio, tried to shirk responsibility for the newborn by each blaming the other. Judge Felipe Luis Peruca wrote, quote, "One of the brothers in bad faith seeks to conceal fatherhood. Such behavior, of course, should not receive a guarantee from the judiciary, which, on the contrary, must repress clumsy behavior, especially in the case in which the defendants seek to benefit from their own clumsiness." Clumsiness? That's actually, those guys, you can make the argument that they're guilty of rape. You know? It's like,
yeah, you really could.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this is all that they're being dealt with, but
well, they can't prove when they did it. So yeah, it's absolutely, by today's standards, that's rape. You sleeping with a woman that doesn't know you're sleeping with her.
Yep.
You don't have that permission, dude.
The judge wrote, "It is clear that the men, since adolescence, availed deceitfully of the fact that they are identical twin siblings, so much so that they each use the name of the other both to sleep with as many women as possible or to hide betrayal in their relationships. It was common then for the brother to intentionally cause confusion by mixing up their names." The mother of the baby told the court that she had a brief relationship with the father of her daughter, who she believed to be Fernando. She said in her testimony she had met the man at a party of friends they had in common. She said, quote, "He told me he had a twin brother, but I did not get introduced. At the time, I did not suspect anything." But she said as she learned more, she later began to question the man's identity. She said, quote, "The strange thing about the day is that he presented himself as Fernando, but he was with the yellow motorcycle that he said was from Fabricio." Okay. So, yeah, they were both made to take a DNA test, but got the exact same result, 99.9% chance of being the baby's father.
Because their DNA is so close, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, like I say, they're both lucky that they're not in trouble for much more serious things, honestly. Let's see. What's next? This one comes from Quinn Harrison, and then we'll move on to YouTube time. North Carolina traffic stop nabs pair with $1 million worth of heroin.
Jesus.
Good God, how much is $1 million? Greenville, North Carolina. Pitt County Sheriff's deputies arrested 2 men and seized more than $1 million worth of heroin during a traffic stop in Greenville Monday. The cop that pulled him over for the traffic stop is a hero today. That guy is going to get a medal. Investigators say deputies stopped a car on North Memorial Drive in Greenville on Monday. Inside the vehicle, deputies found and seized over 4,000 grams of heroin.
Jesus fuck.
Wow.
So, yeah, 4 kilograms. Jesus. The drugs have a street value of more than $1 million. The vehicle used in the commission of the crime was also seized. 2 occupants of the vehicle, Oswaldo Kevin Aceves Olival, I don't know how to say that, 21, and Danielle Rosamond Aceves, age 19. Oh, 21 and 19. You guys are going away for a long fucking time. Each suspect was charged with felony trafficking heroin by possession, felony trafficking heroin by transportation, felony conspiracy to traffic heroin by possession, felony conspiracy to traffic heroin by transportation, and maintaining a vehicle for the sale of heroin. Yeah, they're in deep shit. Goodbye. That's a lot of fucking heroin, though. Like, who trusted them with that much, and where did it come from is my next question.
Very beautiful. I love you.
Bye, Lady Monkey. But with that, guys, we're going to come to the end of MSS News. Thank you guys so much for all the stories. Well, we're going to move on to YouTube time. I'm going to let somebody else talk for a couple minutes. And Satsu, what have you been up to?
I didn't get a chance to get any editing done because I went back to the other house to finish or to clean it out a little bit more so that way it'll be empty by the end of the month. But I did record another cooking video today. I made mac and cheese, ribs, and baked beans, and I'm gonna be putting up a video for that at some point. Hopefully tomorrow if Squishy's off. But yeah, that's. Oh, and I did a random stream earlier. I was playing World War Z. I did a test stream to make sure that this game can properly run on my computer because I was looking at other people play it and it looked fairly heavy graphically. And good thing I can play it. It's not a big a heavy load on my computer, so that's awesome because this game is the shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Monkey, what have you been up to?
We did a monkey in the morning last night where I upset my audience again. I'm not sure if I upset them more with the Marty McFly should have banged his mom argument,
Jesus,
or the art has no real value argument last night. But tune into those if you want to see me pissing people off. It's a lot of fun. Then I was on Bloodwing stream earlier today where Maddie was on and Bear was on, of course, and just had a good time chatting. And then I fucked around on Twitter.
Yay! Chat Mort, what have you been up to?
I've been editing a couple videos. One of them is, as cliche as it is, it's actually like a story time genre video, you could say, about probably the most bizarre thing that ever happened to me while I was working in retail. And that's going to be going up soon. It not only was the strangest thing that's happened to me working in retail, but the strangest thing that's ever happened to me. So,
God, I got some crazy ass retail stories. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, for my part, I watched a lot of videos today, a lot of presentations. I just looked up diversity and inclusion and set the filter for what had been posted in the last 24 hours. And there are a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. There are a lot of things. God, I must have sat through an hour's worth of material and just having my mind numbed by it. The double speak and the couched language and everything. Looking for anything that really caught my attention. Nothing really did. So I'm not really working on anything at the present. But this Sunday, granted everything lines up schedule-wise, there will be a Familiar with the Matter episode. This time I'll be speaking to longtime viewer Corey Suzuki about surviving brain cancer. So look forward to that. And I've also got a couple other people sort of waiting in the wings for Familiar with the Matter episodes. I got to figure out a couple of scheduling deals. I won't give it away yet because I don't know. I want to make promises I can't keep, but I've got at least two or three more floating out in the wings. So that's this coming Sunday, the 21st. It'll be at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So look forward to that. But elsewise, that's all I've got going on at the moment.
Before we move on from YouTube time, just two reminders. We don't have a game stream tonight, but Saturday and Monday, me and Satsu, we're changing shows. He will be hosting this Saturday. I'll be hosting next Monday. So keep an eye out. Schedule's changing just for this week. Well, for these next 2 weeks, guys.
For birthdays.
Birthdays, yes.
Yay.
Birthdays. On to internet fucketry time. I don't think I have much myself. Let me double check real quick. I said, wait, I know I said something clever somewhere in here. Hold on. I have to gloat a little bit. Oh yeah. So there was a story about how a 14-year-old was labeled a traitor at his school in his debate class for giving secrets and strategies away to a rival school. And I said, So, taking a cue from Donna Brazil. Got it. And also, I have to bring up, this isn't a story so much, but there was a Georgia waterway that had a name that was so offensive that they changed the name to Freedom Creek. Now, for those of you that, if anybody in this chat know the story, or anybody in this show know the story so far?
No.
No.
Okay. I doubt you can guess what the name of the creek was.
Shit Creek.
No.
Oh.
That was my guess too.
Satsu.
Non-offensive creek.
No. So this was the name of this creek as it has been since, what does it say? At least 100 years or something. It was called Runaway Negro Creek.
Ha!
Oh.
Wow.
Yes. And so they have finally chosen to change the name to something else. Freedom Creek, I guess, is the appropriate opposite to the notion of the original name, but it's still kind of boring.
Well, I was going to say, for them to change something in modern day to a name with the word freedom in it, it had to be pretty bad before.
Yeah.
See,
You know what?
I don't find it that bad.
Hold on. That sounds like if somebody told me that there was a creek that black people used to escape and it was called Freedom Creek, my next statement would have been, so Runaway Negro Creek.
Right. That's a joke.
That's what I would have said jokingly. But it was actually called that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It seems like it's not the best name for a creek ever, but I mean,
I thought of
Isn't that-
Freedom Fries. I thought of Freedom Fries when I saw that. I was like, Freedom. Okay, I get it. But still.
I feel like they were justified in changing it.
Yeah, no, changing it, sure. I would have found a different name for it than Freedom Creek.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
what about okay, I get it. But
Liberty Creek. I mean, that'd be a little bit more lyrical. Liberty Creek. I'll take that. Anyway, that's all the quote unquote fucketry that I've got. Satsu, what do you got?
Nothing, dude. I've been busy most of the day. I moving and then cleaning and moving shit out of my old house, and then I came home and cooked.
Okay.
my time to shine.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ladies first.
Well,
You're all ladies. She went third.
Okay, ladies in the middle because we're all a sandwich. What do you want? Okay, what do you got?
I actually had a productive day at work today, so I wasn't looking for arguments to get into online. So not a lot.
What? Oh my gosh!
It was weird.
All right, fine. You're just talking to weird guys who are doing work too, I think. And okay, Monkey, your time to monkey shine.
Okay, so this starts with actually last night with Netflix. The Netflix film account actually tweeted this shit out. Can we stop calling chick flicks, or can we stop calling films chick flicks unless the films are literally about small baby chickens? Here's why the phrase should be retired. And then there's this long ass list of why we need to get rid of it, because it's all it's just dismissive. It's just fuck off. No, it's not. We call them chick flicks because they are directed mostly at chicks. They're marketed to chicks. There's nothing wrong with it. I love chick flicks, but that doesn't make them any less chick flicks. Stop being a pussy. No, we cannot retire the phrase. I hate people, man. I am glad that this person, that their life is so good that's what they have to bitch about.
They do realize that in order to retire the term chick flicks, they would have to get chicks to stop saying it, right?
Hey, well, that's the push, man. I mean, you got to start with the women.
Yeah, okay.
This one actually fucking broke my head a little bit. Do you know who Owen Jones is?
Yes, he's British.
Yeah, he's a British idiot. And there's that story over in Birmingham where Muslims are protesting a school because they've introduced some gay acceptance
right
stuff, and the Muslims are like, no. And Owens, he writes this long ass article for The Guardian about how Muslims need to not do that. They need to not do that. And why? Well, because they have a common enemy in fighting against gaydom, the Christians. Like what? No, what? No.
What?
Yeah, they need to band together to fight the Christians because the Christians are coming after both gays and Muslims. I'm like, dude, are you not paying attention to the fucking world? Yeah, that's his argument is that Muslims, they need to stop fighting against this because they have a common enemy with the gays in the Christians.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't. But this was a piece published in The Guardian by Mr. Jones because Mr. Jones is a moron.
Could you imagine, like, them banding together and the Muslims and the gays are standing on top of a building?
Oh my
and got the Christians on the edge, like, all right, toss them over. And
No!
I cannot believe I just pulled the monkey. I'm sorry about that, guys.
No, that's awesome.
That.
That was awesome. But yeah, I mean, how much in denial do you have to be to even say something like that?
Dude, the Christians would gain allies immediately. They'd be like, dude, like, you really want to help us because we just don't like you. They're gonna throw you off this building.
Yeah.
We just don't like you. They're gonna throw you off.
He actually brings up a statistic which is questionable at best that says most Muslims in America support gay marriage, where most Christians don't. I'm like, you realize there's a whole different fundamental problem there, right?
Fundamental
Christians might
operative word.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you. Christians might not like gays, but they're not throwing them off buildings.
Yeah, it's not punishable by death, yo.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Oh, dude, what is wrong with these people?
Useful idiots. He's a useful idiot. Let's see. Next up was, oh God, this annoyed me so much. There's an article it's technically an opinion piece published in Scientific American.
All right.
About goddamn pronouns.
Real quick. Thank you, Pincalo. Best Pen 15 names. Go, and yes, YouTube censors penis. Oh, best penis names. Go. I get what you're trying to say after the fact, but
he's asking for the best penis names.
Oh, Sword of Allah. I don't know. Johnny Hill or Excalibur. Johnny Hill got Muslims and gays versus Christians, a 300 reboot. Oh.
Yeah. We got to join forces to stop them evil Christians who won't bake cakes for us.
You know, I've always thought the best penis name would be the Gustav gun. How has nobody named their penis the Gustav gun?
It's too long.
Too long.
Oh!
Way too long.
Well, I walked into that one.
Yeah, you did.
Besides, there's a certain weight to cock. It just sounds meaty.
Because it's too big? I'm sorry. Stop.
Anyway, yeah, Scientific American published an opinion piece about why we need to get rid of he and she and just go with they and them.
Oh God.
They lay out the whole thing about why people want to move to Zur and that kind of shit. Real quick, get your.
Yep. Thank you, Sanguine. How delusional must they be? Well, I think they probably hit the denial stage while they are still walking up the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they go on to say, look, even keeping those gendered pronouns, like say if you actually are using she for a trans woman, that still perpetuates the problem of genderedness. So if you're talking about if you're trying to describe to somebody what John and Susie were talking about, you say, John told Susie to go fuck herself. Then they told them to no, fuck yourself. And then they told them, no, they weren't going to do that. Yeah, that makes a lot more fucking sense. This was in Scientific American, for fuck's sake.
Well,
what are we doing?
My comment to that was, so what you're saying is we need to get the world to change to accommodate the less than the 1%. Because that's the only logical explanation I can come to, which is it's amazing that they even think that that's possible. We can't even get people to agree on basic shit like pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
So you honestly believe you're going to be able to like literally get the world to universally stop using a thing that is so commonplace amongst like just regular humans because, you know, the necessity of, you know, biological sex differences hinges on the, you know, the survival of the fucking human race. It's just like, no, throw that shit out the window and start accommodating these people who are born so rarely that it's insane. I just don't understand it.
It would be dumb if this was in the New York Times. This is Scientific American.
It's Scientific American. It's not Linguistic American.
Oh, anyway, let's see. We need to, guys, they've recalled Chewy Chips Ahoy.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out. I will post the story here. And I made a joke about this article because I think those are so fucking nasty. When they first came out, they were great, but now they're like, it's like eating sand. There you go, guys. Be safe. Check your stuff. I have a big one that we'll get to, but I've had so many today.
Well, make it quick.
I'm trying. Alyssa Milano she retweeted this thing about this poor immigrant he's a refugee, and I just asked her. I haven't got a response back, but I asked her if just releasing him into a sanctuary city would be okay, or if that would be sick and twisted, as she suggested Donald Trump's releasing these kind of people into cities would be. And I'm waiting for a response. I'm sure I'll get one. I doubt it. Oh, Alyssa Milano also wants your abortion story, so I shared mine, and I haven't heard back on that either. I told her, you know, my brother's girlfriend had an abortion, and 2 months later, he hanged himself. There's your abortion story, sweetie. Is that going to show up on you? She's doing a podcast where she's going to read abortion stories.
Yeah.
Read mine, sweetie. I know you're not going to, because that doesn't empower the women's, and it shows there might be other things. But where is it? Kamala Harris tweeted out today, the U.S. has the worst rates of maternal death in the developed world, but it's even worse for Black women. We must address the role of implicit racial bias plays in our healthcare system. Basically suggesting that doctors are killing Black women on purpose. Now, I got into an argument with one of her followers who has since decided to block me because she said, go read the evidence. Like, all right, I went and read some evidence. And I brought her back a story about this Black woman. She's very well accomplished. And by that, I'm not just saying she speaks well. No, I mean, this woman has she had double PhDs, very wealthy. According to the article, and this is an article that's arguing on her side, had what they said gold standard insurance. So everything should have gone this woman's way. She still ended up, unfortunately, dying three weeks after she gave birth due to an internal bleeding thing that happens. And they're trying to make this all about race. There was anything you could say white women get other than having actual white skin, she had. You can't say that she was, in poverty or anything like that. I'm like, so what about her? What racial bias made this woman die? And that's when I got blocked. Well, actually, first she goes, you must be a white male. And then she blocked me because I laughed at her.
Well, Monkey, obviously, if you were paying attention, you would have noticed that the fact that she had all of that and still died only proves that doctors are murdering Black women.
Yeah, and I'd give that, except for the fact that she died at home.
They went to her house and it was a house call.
House call. Yeah. But real quick, to get to my point on this whole thing, Kamala Harris is absolutely right. Maternal deaths in the U.S. are, for some reason, had a huge jump recently. And a lot of it is attributed to a huge jump in the Black maternal death rate. it's like 44 in 100,000 compared to somewhere like France. I think they have 9 in 100,000 overall, where ours overall is like it's either 26 or 29, and the black one in the US is 44. By turning this into an implicit racial argument rather than going, maybe there's a problem here that we need, I don't know, science to look at, you're actually hurting the issue. Yeah.
And women.
Yeah, and women. Black women. How about this? Instead of going, yeah, it's racial, go, scientists, figure out what the fuck's going on here so we can stop it. There's no proof, none, that this is happening to black women because they're black, and it is fucking retarded. You are holding back progress. Stop it.
Got it.
Speaking of holding back progress, how about a Mad Lib?
I gotta stop having so much of these on Scribes nights.
Yeah, because we do Mad Libs on Scribes nights now.
Yeah.
It's funny. All right. So
I'm not funny.
Well, these are also funny. And you can contribute to their funniness, Monkey, by giving me an adjective.
Oh God. What was that word earlier? How about callous?
Okay. I just hope we haven't done this one before. I don't think we have. But if we have, oh well. Satsu, give me an adjective.
Hideous.
Okay. Chat, I need a celebrity.
Oh boy. Did you just type that?
No, I didn't type anything.
Okay, good.
I think, sorry.
How about Alyssa Milano?
There you go. Okay. Monkey, I need another celebrity.
Oh, let's see. Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Satsu, I need an animal.
Anteater.
All right. I mean an aardvark.
Aardvark.
Aardvark. Shat, I need a verb.
Smell.
The verb is a verb.
Monkey, I need a noun.
Pipe cleaner.
Satsu, I need a noun.
A pipe bomb.
Shat, I need a part of the body.
Toenail.
Oh, very specific.
Holy shit.
Monkey, I need an adverb.
Oh, slowly.
Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
We'll do wet.
Chat, I need a adverb.
Gaily.
Oh, my.
Gaily.
All right. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Crispy. I haven't done that in a while.
What?
Crispy.
Oh, crispy. Satsu, I need an adjective.
Red.
Chat, I need a part of the body.
Oh my god, again.
I know, you lucked out with the cycle.
Nose hair.
There you go.
What?
Monkey, I need an adjective.
Long.
Okay. Satsu, I need a noun.
Sword.
Okay. Chat, I need a noun.
Q-tip.
All right. And lastly, Monkey, I need a person in the room, male. So
Scribe.
Oh, no. All right. Here we go. My dream man.
Oh
Oh,
god.
boy.
My dream man should, first of all, be very callous and hideous.
Wow.
Okay, that's a start.
He should have a physique like Alyssa Milano.
Jesus.
a profile like Pee Wee Herman,
Oh man.
and the intelligence of an aardvark. He must be polite and must always remember to smell my pipe cleaner, to tip his pipe bomb, and to take my toenail when crossing the street.
Just one?
He should move slowly, have a wet voice, and should always dress gaily. I would also like him to be a crispy dancer, and when we are alone, he should whisper red nothings into my nose hair and hold my long sword.
Oh God.
What is happening?
I know a Q-tip is hard to find. In fact, the only one I can think of is Scribe.
Aw.
You know, we have done that one before.
I think
We
have.
have.
Yeah.
I remembered it with the crossing.
Scribe.
Yeah. Okay. Let me try to find one that I know we haven't, because there's at least one page on here I've never selected anything from.
Crossing the street with just taking one thing off.
Oh,
the street
yeah.
reminded me.
All right. Let's do this one. This is a relatively short one. Okay. Chat. I need an adverb.
Oh boy. Sluggishly?
That fits monkey perfectly. Monkey. I need a noun.
Notre Dame Cathedral.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh
Too soon?
boy. Satsu. I need a liquid.
Kerosene.
All right.
Oh wow, that's not going to turn out well.
Chat. I need a verb.
I just want to say smell again, but I can't. Fold?
No. Okay. Monkey. I need a number.
3.
Okay. Satsu. I need a noun plural.
Matches.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Chat. I need a verb.
Salivate?
Wow. Okay.
I'm
See,
trying.
Somebody here has vocabulary. Monkey. I need an adjective.
Oh, pulsating.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Let's see. Satsu. I need a noun.
How about bottle?
Okay. Chat. I need a noun plural.
Ferrets.
Okay.
Ferrets. Oh God.
Monkey. I need an illness.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Let's see.
Got diabetes.
Satsu. I need an occupation.
Influencer. I really like that one.
Okay. Chat. I need a body part plural.
Oh, again, earlobes.
Okay. And lastly, monkey. I need a body part singular.
Weenus.
Penis.
All right.
No, weenus.
All right, here we go. Oh, dear Christ. How to wash your face.
Oh boy. Damn, you should have said weenus.
In order to wash your face sluggishly, you must wet your Notre Dame Cathedral in warm kerosene.
And now we know what happened.
That is way creepily accurate. Then fold it across your face 3 times. This will wash off any remaining matches. When you are done, you should salivate the cloth in pulsating water to clean it. That almost makes some weird sense. You should also wash your face with a bottle to keep it smooth and shiny. This will keep also. Okay, somebody fucked this up. This will also keep away ferrets. Don't worry, it is normal to experience diabetes the first time you try this.
Oh, it's a hell of a side effect.
Right.
Consult your influencer if you break out in earlobes. This works well on your penis, too.
Your penis is going to get diabetes.
Diabetes.
Consult your influencer works perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Yeah, dude. See that was almost too accurate. Like that was like too good of a story.
These washing the Cathedral Notre Dame in kerosene was also weirdly accurate. Let's see. I'm gonna check and make sure there wasn't any breaking news.
Furry said, "Never washing my face again."
With a bottle. Use that Jack Daniels. Wash your face. It burns. All right. Well, we'll start a little early. Guys, it's chat time. If you have questions, comments, conspiracy theories that don't involve far-right ideology, or that do, I guess, complaints, or anything else you'd like us to talk about, I guess, please put in the chat now. If you have questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have any statements you'd like us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. And you know the next thing that I'm going to say because I say it every time, and so fill in the blank yourself. There you go. While we wait for those things, let's see. Anything else we want to plug and or shill while we wait for some questions to come in?
No.
Me want honeycomb.
We want honeycomb?
Me want honeycomb.
Like no wait, that's the cereal, isn't it? Or honeygrams?
Honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
Cereal.
Okay.
Honeycomb big. Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
I did not see that coming at all.
Furry Kitten says, what should have appeared in the lank? I don't know what's a lank.
Maybe they meant blank.
Oh, what should have appeared in the blank? The part where I say if you don't know what chat marks are or statement marks are, you need to watch the show more often. That's what I usually say.
They got you to say it.
I know. Mata Winter says, Lords of the Night, have you ever tried baked baby red potatoes?
Ooh, those are good.
Yes, I believe I have had those before.
Mm.
Ebony Williams asked, Chat Mort, wings or ribs?
You know, I don't think I've ever had ribs. Probably wings.
What? Satsu, you need to fix that.
I asked her, did she want some? She said, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Chicago Mike says, favorite Monty Python skit. I like the Dead Parrot.
Oh, Dead Parrot's great.
I like Dead Parrot. Other than that, there's always the Spanish Inquisition. The first one, at least. All the other ones were kind of.
Yes.
Any favorites? I know Satsu has no idea what Monty Python is.
I know what it is. I've just never seen it.
Same difference. Chat, do you have any?
I just like the bunny because it's so absurd.
Oh, from Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Circus Zero is. Whoa, there was a motorcycle. Is everything meaningless still concerned by YouTube? I mean, censored? Is everything? Maybe I'm missing something. TM Ryder says, I missed Chat Mort on Lords of the Night. No, you haven't. She's still here.
Here I am.
You might have missed the rest of the show prior to this, but that's your fault. Let's see. Quinn the Angry says, she's not human. Apparently not for having never had ribs, I suppose. Let's see. No, and Functional says nobody accepts the Spanish Inquisition. Yes, accepts. That's great. Yeah, I know you corrected yourself, but I'm going to let it sit there forever. And then Chicago Mike says nobody expect the Spanish Inquisition. You guys can't get it right. You just can't get it right. TM Ryder says, yo, Chat Mort, I've been telling her for months to be on Lords of the Night. Well, she's been on here before. It just was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's been a little while.
Yeah. Functional says, every spurn is sacred is my fave. Are you guys just having like spelling problems today, or am I missing something? Let's see. Circus Zero says, it was censored yesterday, Scribe Light. Okay, either you guys are doing this intentionally or CNN is editing your chat. I don't know which one it is.
Chris Eliza is moderating the chat.
I would love it if Chris Eliza showed up in the chat one time. I would love it. Let's see. RJ Bands with Scribe Light. What is Chat Mort's favorite Looney Tunes character?
I really didn't watch much Looney Tunes. I just watched anime when I was little. I know that's horrible, but
Yeah. To
You
each
need
their own.
Bugs Bunny in your life.
Thank you,
know.
Chicago Mike. Me tired. Oh, well, take a nap.
That's all I watch now is anime.
yeah.
Take a nap, Chicago Mike. Go sleep with the fishes. Let's see. Faithless says, have any of you had YouTube steal a super chat due to naughty language? I don't know. Do you get notification if like a chat is taken back or a super chat is taken back?
I don't think so.
They never quite explained how that was going to work.
Right. So I guess the answer is we don't know, I suppose.
Yeah, the way they wrote it, it could be that they were just using their part of it because they get 30%, guys. Their part of it and donating that to charity or whatever. But it could also mean they were taking the whole thing. They never clarified it. We've never had anybody complain that their super chat didn't come up, except for they wouldn't allow the naughty words.
Furry Kitten says favorite potatoes for potato salad. Actually, I've had a russet potato salad before. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not one of those people who can really tell a difference in the taste of potatoes unless it's like a sweet potato versus a potato.
Yeah.
I've never had a JF potato salad, so I don't know.
Ebony Williams' least favorite Pixar movie. Least favorite.
God, I can't remember them all at this point.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of one. I mean, obviously, if it's one I've forgotten, it's probably my least favorite.
All right.
And I haven't seen them all either, so I don't know. I liked most of the ones that I've seen. So let's see. Okay, Check Your Logic says last time she was here was in August. Was it that long ago? Holy cow! All right.
Yeah, it might have been.
Sounds about right.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
Wow. Lords of the Night, do you think the French government could be behind the fire as a way to stop the yellow vest protest? That would be a stupid way to do that.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
So no. Attack Alpaca Chat Mort, do you prefer Star Wars or Star Trek?
Probably Star Trek.
I saw the footage of The Mandalorian, the TV series they're coming out with. Looks good. It might Star Wars on TV might redeem Star Wars for me if I just kind of forget about the new movies.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau is the showrunner for that show, and of course he's the one who made Iron Man work. So, and he also had a lot to do with voice acting one of the main Mandalorians in the Clone Wars series. So he's got a love for the Mandalorians and their lore and everything. And there was some on display there in the little footage that I saw. So I may try out Disney Plus when it comes out just to see. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I'll have her anyway. Let's see. Jack Unsky says, Scribe Light, would you let chat know that Jack... No. Moving on. Nothing for you here. I know this is totally off topic, but it's been on my mind a bit lately. Scribe Light, what are your thoughts on both Jesus and Lucifer being referred to as morning star in the Bible? They're two sides of the same coin? I don't know. I mean, both were creations of God, and one did one and one did the other. I've watched all of the Lucifer TV show to this point. The next season will come out on Netflix here in about a month or two. That's all I know. And actually, that TV show has given me a different perspective on the concept of the devil. It's kind of interesting. It's like he's a punisher of bad people. He doesn't do the bad things himself. He punishes the bad people. Like, oh yeah. Okay. And then my chat jumped, so not our guest chat. I don't, unless she jumped and I didn't know it, but
No.
Mr. Monopoly Scribelight, who is your sexy guest? Well, that's Monkey. Oh, I think you mean Chat Mort.
Aw.
Mr. Monopoly thinks you're sexy.
Aw.
Of course, your avatar picture down there is all Cleopatra eyes and everything.
Yeah, I should change that to my channel profile picture, but I'm too lazy. So
Let's see. Slovenly Gulf City American. Okay, so I just to ask, I must have missed the boat on this one. What is the Gulf City thing about? Because so many people have that in their name.
It's
Isn't that the name of a? Yeah, go ahead.
Ghastly thing, and I forget what he did. He told people if they put it in their name.
Oh, okay.
Is that where they get a wrench? I forget. It's some.
Okay.
Yeah, a very smart way of marketing, actually.
I see. Slovenly says, "Why is Monkey's taste and singing as crippled as his spine?" Ooh.
Your mom didn't think so.
Oh. Functional says, Scribe, don't forget the two guys who do Game of Thrones are doing an Old Republic show. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's been confirmed at Celebration or whatever, but I'll believe it when I see it, because like I said, I thought Game of Thrones was kind of overblown. At least on the periphery, it seemed overblown to me, sort of like a Walking Dead. Like, some shows just need 3 seasons and then they're done. Just don't stretch out that running gag any further than you have to. Because a lot of people that I know that were watching Game of Thrones, they would talk about whole seasons being like, this was a boring season. Like, if you have a boring season of a show, you might have run the gamut too far. Just saying. Let's see. Mr. Monopoly says, Scribe, have you seen the episode 9 teaser trailer? Yes, and I wasn't excited for it at all. Like I say, I'm hoping the TV shows and stuff might renew my interest, but after Last Jedi and just the mishandling of the entire canon and everything else by Disney, a lot of the wind has come out of my Star Wars sails, which is saying something, because I was, and I suppose in a way I still am, a rabid fan of Star Wars as it was, but not as it is. Let's see, Ebony Williams' favorite hand-drawn Disney movie. Oh, Lord. Hand-drawn Disney movie. What was the first one that wasn't? Was that was that Beauty and the Beast, where you had like the 3D ballroom scene?
It was right. It was either, I think it was, Beauty and the Beast probably was the first one.
Yeah, I don't
Little
know.
Mermaid for me, because that's one of my favorite movies anyway. But
yeah, I think I don't think there was any computer animation. I mean, there might have been some cleanup, but as far as like hand drawn, I think Little Mermaid was all hand drawn. If so, then probably Little Mermaid. That's the most memorable one song wise from my childhood. Do you guys have a favorite, Satsu or chat?
I don't know which ones were hand drawn specifically and not, because
basically anything from the 80s and back, more or less.
Oh, you know what? I don't remember a lot about this movie, but I know it was my favorite as a kid. The Black Cauldron, was that was a Disney
movie,
right?
The Black Cauldron.
I loved that movie as a kid. It was creepy as fuck.
The shunned and forgotten Disney movie. Yeah,
dude, I love that shit. My mom didn't understand it. She's like, this shit is creepy as hell. I'm like, I love it.
Chat.
Yeah, mine is probably Sleeping Beauty, and my mom acted the same way. That was the only Disney movie I liked as a kid because it was so dark, and my mom after a while was like, you need to watch Happy Things, you're a small child, and I resented her for that.
Toast Network, Scribe, are you Christian? No, that's not my name. Let's see, Frosted Glass, do you think if you tune into Jackbox Games on no. When does Endgame come out over there? The 26th.
The 26th.
I already have my ticket. Already got my ticket. I'm ready to go. I'll be skipping work that day. Well, not skipping work. I'm going to get my work done and I'm going to go to the movie. But let's see. RJ Bandsman, chat, Mort, ever heard of an anime known as Initial D?
Of course I have. I have not watched it, but I have, of course, heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chaos 1X. The Black Cauldron is based on the Pridrian Chronicles. Check it out. Yeah, I know it was. There's a whole backstory to the Black Cauldron. That movie came out around the time that the ownership at Disney changed over, and there's actually a story where I think it was Jeffrey Katzenberg, I want to say, who was one of the guys that took over. He came in to see a rough screening of the film before it was released, and he started making comments about things that needed to be changed as though he were talking about a movie that could just be edited and reshot or something. And they're like, sir, that's not how animated films work. And apparently they had to do some, part of the reason that movie failed is they had to do a bunch of crazy stuff to make it less dark. So there's actually a bunch of stuff they cut out. It never really ended up as part of any of the Disney theme parks, except for like Japan or something. There's a really crazy backstory to all the Black Cauldron stuff. I've seen on some videos. Yeah, Defunct Land talks about the Black Cauldron. If you look up, Defunct Land is a great channel and series if you've ever seen it. Let's see, Data Wasteland. Speaking of Star Wars, have you seen Hack Fraud Media Channel Star Wars: The Last Straw? No, I haven't.
I'm almost done with Overlord. I feel like that's going to come up. So
Jack Gunsky is begging me to do something. I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't know. Okay, get off my back. Suicide Grunts America. Scribe Light favorite dragon? Puff the Magic, I guess, or Pete's. Pete's is good too. The original, not whatever the hell they came out with a couple of years ago. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Jackbox on Jack Gunsky's channel after Lords of the Night. I win. You're right. You're right. You win. You win.
You cheater.
Bodacious Tea. Oh, that's for somebody else. Dragon. Scribe, did you see a video about a man crying over a Star Wars trailer? I saw someone took the footage of him and they cropped out the Star Wars footage, and it's just this man crying ridiculously, and people kept like, I remember somebody said, caption this video, and people came up with the funniest shit, like, you know, somebody watching the Notre Dame Cathedral burn, or somebody watching Andy Worski or something. It was just all funny.
Yeah, it's a good meme template. You can put in whatever footage you want to have him react to.
Just like that girl that's freaking out over the bunny getting arrowed. Yeah, that's all over the place. Let's see. Devil Fruit Zero. Scribelight. Agreed. Defunct Land. I learned that Chuck E. Cheese's middle name is Entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you have never heard of Defunct Land, look it up on YouTube. It's a great series about either now disappeared or rapidly obsolete theme parks, and the stories behind them and why they were there, or attractions at theme parks, like different parts of Disneyland that were there for a while, no longer exist, and all that kind of thing. Really interesting stuff. The person who puts that stuff together does an amazing job on these mini documentaries about things. Very interesting. Let's see. RJ Bansma says, Scribelight, goat thrapple, question mark? Well, I said it on Satsu's World War Z stream today, but he didn't notice me. Not until I followed his channel did he finally say, hey, Scribe, but I said goat thrapple, and then I said throat grapple. He didn't say nothing. He even showed up on the screen. I saw my comments appear on the screen. He was too busy shooting zombies and wondering why all the green stuff was all over him when he wasn't paying attention to the toxic waste of zombies.
I was trying not to die.
Yeah, whatever. Toast Network. Scribelight, isn't Defunct Land kind of for kids? Not really. It talks about all types of stuff. It's not really kid stuff. Mata Winter. Lords of the Night. Meow. Meow. I guess. Chat Mort, who is your favorite Simpsons character? Says Mr. Monopoly.
All right. This whole theory of me not being human is, I'm not doing anything to dissuade that, but I have never watched The Simpsons. Never.
What?
I've never seen more than like maybe 4 minutes of it at a time.
God. Okay, that's God. The young people these days, I tells you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's see. Did I miss anything? I probably did. So I already answered that one. Toast Network says, is Andy Worski anti-social? I assume you mean social. I don't think he is. I think he's a Looney Tune at this point. Not.
I think he might be too social at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. Motto Winter, Lords of the Night. Have you ever heard of the Indian giant squirrel? They are over 3 feet long. I have not. A 3 foot long squirrel. It's looking for some big nuts. Oh. RJ Bansma, Scribe, like, can you impersonate an Irishman? I don't have enough whiskey right now. Ba-dum-bum. Anyway, I can do a very, very bad Irish accent if I really think about it for a minute. I'm not going to do it here because it's terrible. But yeah, I mean, it's about as cliched as you can get. The only reason I can do it is because there's a movie called The Butcher Boy. It's a very odd film from many years ago, back in the 90s. And there's this one part where this kid, the main character is this little kid named Francie. I think it's Francis, but he's called Francie. And he's a psycho in the movie. Like, he's a psycho little kid. And he keeps seeing visions of the Virgin Mary. And the Virgin Mary in the movie is portrayed by Sinead O'Connor, which is just bizarre, but it actually kind of works. And her accent when she's chiding Francie for some things he was doing is sort of like, it's one of those things, people who do accents, they talk about having like a key phrase or a starting phrase they use to sort of get their mind and their voice to go along with it. And there's something she says in that movie that has always sort of been the starting point for any Irish accent I attempt, and it's awful. And with all that buildup, I'm still not going to do it. RJ Bansma, can you impersonate a certain irate bear? Yes, I can. There you go. Thank you, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for $1. Oh my gosh, socialism in action, everyone. Thank you, AOC. Let's see. Sad Boy says, Scribelight, why do you have that sounds like Tina from Bob Burger? I don't know what Bob Burger is. I don't know what you mean that
Isn't Bob's Burger a cartoon?
Oh, Bob's Burgers. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a cartoon I've never watched, so I'm Inhuman too. Like, is that something one of the characters sounds like? Because
I don't know. I just know the name.
Furry Kitten, what does Chat Mort think about tongue buttering turtle caves? Chat Mort?
I think I answered this last time. I mean, you do what you got to do. I think there's an argument to be made for hygiene and not doing really unhygienic things being very important. But man, you do what you got to do.
Wrong. We don't lick buttholes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Melissa Dobbins, where does Scribelight find these fill-in-the-blank stories? Well, they're not fill-in-the-blank stories. I just look up online Mad Libs, and there's like a site that has like several pages full of them. So that's all. It's not that tough. Peter Silak, Katie's 313. Chat Mort, have you ever been to Australia or just out of the U.S.? Also, is cereal soup?
I've never been to Australia. I've been to Canada like twice, and that's it. And look, maybe technically it is soup in a very like barest sense, but just that idea. No, the idea is repulsive to me.
RJ Bansma, Scribelight, worst iteration of Star Wars you've watched? Those little cartoon shorts they put out in the last few months where they sort of rewrite history. And where all the female characters now make all the male characters look like doofuses. Yeah, it was fine the way it was. Princess Leia was a badass before you decided to try to pump her up artificially after the fact. You didn't need, yeah, anyway. Toasted Hour Scribelight, who are you voting for this Democratic primary? Nobody. I don't vote in the primaries. Fuck that shit. And now my sister is messaging me. Let's hope it's not something awful. Oh. Okay. I'll have to deal with that later. Moving on, and my chat jumped again. Chicago Mike says, Scribe, I finished Devil in the White City. Any recommendations for my next book? Well, if you're looking for more on turn-of-the-century serial killers and such, as I've said before, I cannot more highly recommend the books of Harold Schechter. Let's see, what would be a good one? Let's see, Deranged was H.H. Holmes, or is that Depraved? No, I think maybe Deranged was, yeah. Anyway, look up Harold Schechter. Harold Schechter, any of his turn-of-the-century true crime books are excellent if you like that kind of thing. There's probably several others. If you can find Angel of Darkness about Randy Kraft, that's one of my favorite true crime serial killer books. And of course, there's the Robert Graysmith Zodiac. However, I would recommend getting the yellow cover edition of Zodiac because his updated version with all the extra stuff, it goes off into, well, more La La Land in the conspiracy theories as to who the real killer was, and that kind of dilutes the impact of the book. Chat Mort, who is your favorite Naruto character?
Actually, Kisame is my favorite, which is an unpopular answer, but
Tommy, huh? All right.
I love him.
Oh, Moonshock says, I start my year of chemotherapy tomorrow, so can the Lords of the Night wish me luck? Good luck.
Good luck.
Best of luck. I didn't put the fundraiser in the description. I will try to do that after the stream. Sorry about that, Moonshock. Can one of you guys find the fundraiser and put that in the chat? It should be in the Twitter DM thing somewhere.
Yeah, I'll dig it up.
Let's see. RJ Bandsman asks, who's the worst Democrat that's running for president? The worst? I don't really think of any of them as quote unquote the worst. I mean, as far as like, I sort of look at them more like chances of winning. I don't really have much of an estimate of their sort of character. I don't think any of them are necessarily inherently bad people or something. Or bad. I mean, depending on the circumstances, any of them could be conceivably good candidates. Who is the governor that was running on the climate change thing? He was from Oregon.
Oh fuck! I forget him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the guy, the governor or whatever from Oregon or Idaho or Washington or whatever that was running and on a climate thing. I think I saw a little bit of him talk at one point, and he was about as exciting as Weld. So, and I remember Weld's name. So, what's his last name?
I would say Sanders because he's a goddamn commie.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Sad Boy says, "Why is there too many winners in Game of Thrones?" Because the fans have too many favorites. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know much.
Because
I don't know much about Game of Thrones, honestly.
after season 5, they had caught up to the book, so a lot of what was written was actually done by TV writers instead of George. And so the kind of tone of it changed. I mean,
let's see. Furry Kitten says, would it be possible to submit a Mad Lib to you? Can't guarantee it won't be bad sci-fi erotica. I don't know how you'd submit a Mad Lib because I don't even know what the thing's going to read as until after I've filled up all the words, I suppose. But I guess you could. I mean, that's kind of the fun for me is I don't know what I'm going to end up reading until I hit the button and it fills in all the words. But if you send me one, I can give it a shot. Sure. Motto Winner, Lords of the Night, what is the weirdest drink you have heard of? Heard of?
gasoline.
Yeah, bleach. I don't know. And then chat jumps again. And guys, there's the GoFundMe to Moonshock's cancer treatment fundraiser in the chat. Take a look. Suicide Grunts of America, Scribe, that is Governor Jay Inslee of Washington State. That's who it was, Jay Inslee. Yeah, he's probably the worst insofar as he's the least interesting that I've seen so far. Of course, granted, I haven't heard much of anything from Julian Castro or anything, but yeah.
Mhm.
What do we got? 6 minutes to go, guys. If you have any questions or comments or anything else, now's the time. Inslee of Washington. That's what it was. Chicago Mike says not Beto. Well, Beto is there's a difference here. There's a difference between who I would vote for and who is an interesting candidate that has a chance. Beto has a chance. I wouldn't vote for him, at least so far as what I know about him right now, but he has a chance, and he's at least more interesting and more memorable than Inslee of Washington State. So Gorebag goes camping. I live in Washington State. Inslee is a douche. Okay, well, I guess a local would know. Quinn the Angry Scribe have any good bro sis stories? What, like on Pornhub or something? No, gross. Melissa Dobbins, why does Scribe have a sexy voice? I have no idea what you're talking about. I sound like Kermit the Frog has taken a Valium or something. It took me a long time after like editing videos to actually get used to hearing my own voice. And even now, as I hear myself speak and I know that I sound different than what's actually being recorded, because your voice always sounds different to you. I'm still uncomfortable hearing my own voice out loud. So Faithless says, will Cory Booker come out as gay once his campaign gets desperate enough?
No.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Corey's already said he's got a boo.
Yeah, he's got, isn't it Jenny from the Block or whatever?
I don't remember who it was. I just remember that fucking. Yeah, I got a boo.
Did you say it was a female boo?
Yeah, wait, no. Jennifer Lopez is with what's his butt? Isn't he dating somebody famous? No, it was the lady from the Daredevil TV show who I can't remember her name all of a sudden. Shit, I got her face is in my brain. She played the nurse in the Netflix TV series, and suddenly I forget her name. Somebody will. Rosario Dawson. That's right. Oh, he hired Rosario Dawson, says Faithless. Well, that's one theory. That's one theory. But we're not a conspiracy theory channel, guys. That will get us kicked off the show. Let's see. Willett Ford says, Scribe, I totally hate my voice, but others appear to like it. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've been told by some people I have a good voice. Other people have never said a word. So whatever, I think I sound. Monkey's got a good voice for radio. Polydub has got a good voice for radio. There's so many other people whose voices I just sort of envy. Like, man, I wish I could sound that smooth. But I'm still, sort of a retarded Kermit the Frog. Let's see. The GoFundMe just hit $1,800. Yay, Moonshock. Let's see. What else? Check your life. So Scribe Light sounds like my former English professor. Well, I've never taught English before, so I couldn't be that person. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but anyway. Ebony Williams says, your voice is very pleasant, Scribe. Well, this is the Scribe Light voice fan club now. Is what the rest of the stream is going to be for the next 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Scribe, you sound like a bitch.
I am. Jack Kensky says, Scribe Light, your voice has character. Don't underestimate that. Oh, a character.
Never underestimate the dark side of the Force, Scribe.
It's kind of like saying that's a very handsome woman.
Oh, handsome woman. That's just mean.
I know, right? Let's see. Quinn,
she looks like a dude. Okay.
Scribe Light, can you do a backflip? Well, I used to hate apple pie when I was a kid, so yes.
Oh my God.
I
used to do that all the time when I was a kid. All of my siblings were really acrobatic, and the most backflips I've done in a row was 36.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't beat my brother's 41. I tried so hard. I couldn't do it.
RJ says, can you do a deeper voice? Sora Luna says, you have a very soothing voice, a deeper voice. I can talk like this, but it probably sounds like I'm a child molester or something.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Or I can talk like this. Hey, kids, you want to come into my van and get some candy?
Now you sound like a
yeah, that sounds like a child molester. Okay, well, with that, guys, we're at the top of the hour and the end of the show. So, chat, everyone, thank you for joining us as you always do. You guys are the best audience in the world for all of your donations, all of your submissions, all of your input, output, and elsewise. Thank you so much for joining us. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though everyone is relatively well behaved. And even though I just mentioned it, I'll say it again. Thank you, everyone who donated. I really do appreciate your generosity. It'll all go towards bad things that I will put into my body that are all food-based. Don't get any dirty ideas, even though I know you already have. Remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the usual time. I want to thank our guest, Chat Mort, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Chat.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. And remember, guys, look down in the description for a link to Chat's channel, along with her Twitter handle. Go check her stuff out. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell and do whatever else hoops YouTube wants you to jump through these days. Other than that, anything else to mention? I don't know if I remember anything. You guys aren't streaming tonight, so no? Oh,
No.
I guess Jack Gunsky's doing something over on his channel with like Quiplash or something. I guess you could go over there if you want to.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me. Chat Mort, thank you again for joining us. Everyone else, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
You're supposed to say bye, chat.
Bye. Sorry.
Thank you. And today's secret word is relax.